Hello and welcome to another festival of creativity, where we're joined by 9 more wonderful artists, 3 more wonderful sitters.
And we'll witness the creation of some wonderful works of art. Welcome to Portrait Artist of the Year.
Chosen for their exceptional talents, these artists have 4 hours to prove their creativity to be in the running for this year's grand prize. A £10,000 commission to paint world-renowned violinist Nicola Benedetti for the Scottish National Portrait Gallery.
5 of today's artists are amateur. Mark Oliver, Jacqueline Gartland, Natasha Eiderman, Ikra Tariq, and Mary Shepperson.
This is your first ever live sitter?
Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to get people to sit still for 4 hours unless you offer them money or threaten them with violence or something like that.
And 4 are professional. Neka Uzogwe, Catherine Dorelli, Martin Burrow, and Adrian Hill.
I think it does quite look like her.
Oh, it looks very much like her, yeah.
Good, good. I'm glad I've got your seal of approval on that.
My seal of approval means nothing, as well you know. As the artists set up their equipment, the judges examined the self-portraits which earned them a place in the competition.
Well, here's today's wall, as great a variety as ever. Let's start with the one at the end.
It's like a Persian miniature that's just stepped out of an ancient manuscript, but then you look at the sitter and they look fairly contemporary.
It's really charming, but it's also quite powerful, I think.
It's quite a bold decision to say, I want to submit a self-portrait, so I'll slump on the floor surrounded by a lot of debris.
I think they know how we will react to it, and it brings that sort of fairy tale element. The poor artist stuck in the attic, instead of made to spin gold out of hay, she's got to make some paintings. And I think that's what we want our artists to do today.
This is just a painting belonging to a completely different era. It's executed so beautifully, and the tension between the softness of this face and the full detail of that shawl just hangs together beautifully for me.
I like that sort of space this painting inhabits. It reminds me of 20s, 30s travel maps, visit this part of the country, and it's sort of, I think it's an interesting balancing act of being realistic and stylistic, and it comes together very forcefully.
Well, here we have pink hair on a pink background.
I just get the sense that they're walking along in one of those underpasses, which are covered in great graffiti, listening to music, and they've just caught this fantastic photo and gone home and painted it.
It's all about attitude, isn't it? It is a sort of, here I am again, I've got to think of another interesting pose. And of course, it lives off the light that artist has sort of positioned very carefully.
Here we have a direct confrontation, I feel, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a kind of mugshot quality, but it's absolutely beautiful. I just love the way that the paint sits on the surface. And I like the faraway look in the eyes. They're looking way beyond us.
This painting makes me feel really cold. I can see the artist is really sort of muffled up with a scarf and his overalls.
Also, the colours are quite interesting. It's sort of turned up a notch.
Now, this is a very delicate piece that we have at the end here.
I can't get over how little is there. And I wonder whether we've got today an artist who will quietly think about every line that she paints in.
Well, there we are. Large, small, rich, colourful, a great range.
Artists, your sitter today is a world-renowned choreographer. She's been a judge on Strictly and on So You Think You Can Dance. Get ready to cha-cha-cha. It's Arlene Phillips. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, good. Well, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Obviously, as a dancer, as a choreographer, you're a ball of energy, Arlene. How are you going to sit still?
I have absolutely no idea. Other than when I'm asleep, I am never still.
Really?
Never, ever.
So what are you going to do, artist, with that? You're going to have to sort her out.
Sort me out.
I'll leave you in the hands of your artists.
Oh, my goodness. Hello.
Well, I've got a front on the view, so I think I'm really in the luck. you wanted to turn slightly left or to the right. I guess you guys...
No, I think I'm going to work from a kind of a side profile.
You got my best side.
Yeah. No pressure.
Artists, your sitter today is very much at home with competitions. He has a growing list of medals and awards, including a champion performance at the Paralympics. Please welcome powerlifter Ali Jawad.
Hello.
Well, you're very welcome here.
Thank you.
Now, you are a powerlifter. Explain how that came about.
Yeah, so basically, my friend kind of forced me to go to the gym across the road from my school. I started lifting some weights, I got found, and here we are, 15 years later.
Now, will sitting here for a long time and not moving yourself around, will that be difficult?
No, actually, probably good, because I'm always on the go.
Well, I hope you take great pleasure in it, because we're delighted that you're here. I leave it to you, artists.
Thank you. So do you want me straight on?
It depends which way you look, I
can
suppose.
a little bit here.
This way?
Yeah, a little bit.
Does that suit you?
Yeah, I think so.
Find a spot to look at?
Yep, found it.
Okay, good. Well, good luck.
Artists. For over 30 years, your sitter has taught us about the natural world in programmes like Springwatch and The Really Wild Show. Please welcome presenter, campaigner, author and naturalist, Chris Packham.
Thank you.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Firstly, fantastic shoes.
Well, yes, bit of a throwback, aren't they, to my misspent youth?
I love it.
You're talking to an old punk rocker, a
Okay.
man who once had blue, green and pink hair.
Now, obviously, the natural world fills your thoughts. Are you going to be taken to the natural world today in order to get through these 4 hours?
Well, you know what it's like working in wildlife TV? You're always waiting. And sometimes you're waiting for a long time for a badger to emerge or a bird to sing. So sitting still is not a problem if you're a naturalist.
Well, I'll hand you over to your artists. Good luck.
Thank you very much
Good luck.
indeed. I can't tell you how excited I am about this, because I have a really, really keen interest in painting.
So you don't paint yourself?
I do paint.
OK, I hope we don't disappoint you then.
Artists, you should have everything you need. You have 4 hours to complete your portraits. Your time starts now.
Okay, good luck. That's a great pose. Really good.
So would you just look a little bit more over there? Yep, that's perfect.
Faced with a blank canvas, artists often choose to loosen up using paint or pencils. But for someone with a meticulous approach, you can't beat a bit of specialist kit.
I've got big compasses, I've got graining combs, there's a screen printing squeegee, some proportional dividers. I like angles and surfaces, so that's really quite handy for finding geometry.
Mark Oliver is an award-winning illustrator from Worthing. Having started painting to spend time away from working on a screen, he created his self-portrait which merges fine art with his background in graphic design.
Mark, I see you're breaking up the canvas into geometry.
I like to anchor things to lines and then get a little freer once I've kind of mapped it out. There's a very, very clean, like an arc of a circle around the side of his face through to his neck. As far as that's how I see straight away.
So
Yeah.
the geometry that you use is suggested by what's there.
Absolutely, yeah. So he seems to me to be sitting into that circle.
Now you mention, all I can see is that line from Chris's left side of the face to his elbow. It kind of comes right round. Well, it looks smashing.
Thank you.
Carry on.
You're drawing with the paintbrush directly
Yeah.
onto the board?
Yeah.
You haven't squared up or anything, so you're doing it by eye?
Yeah.
Is that the way you normally work?
Yeah, I didn't actually realise that people used a grid until I started watching Portrait Artist of the Year last year. because I've never had any training. I've never actually painted a live sitter before.
This is your first ever live sitter?
Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to get people to sit still for 4 hours unless you offer them money or threaten them with violence or something like that.
Mary Shepperson is an archaeologist specialising in the Middle East. More familiar with ancient relics than live sitters, she has a solid grounding in anatomy after drawing 200 skeletons at an Egyptian cemetery.
I'm really interested in the angle that you've got. Of course, you're seated, but you've sort of deified our wonderful sitter, Ali, today. Was that a conscious decision?
Not really, it's just, I think, because I'm just used to sitting on a chair. But I think it works quite well with Ali because he's such a sort of powerful shoulders, and that being from below makes him look more, it sort of emphasises that.
I totally agree. You've turned him already into a hero.
I mean, I'd usually get off to quite a quick start, but there'll be a lot of endless flailing around with the mid-tones.
Well, you've got 4 hours. I want to know that you've got a plan, not too much flailing around.
Well, yeah.
Crack on.
Yeah.
Tell us about your training regime.
Yeah, so 5 days a week in the gym. Everything's geared up to make sure I can bench press as much as possible.
What's your personal best?
My best is 200 kilos.
What? That's heavier than me.
Since retiring from a career in insurance, Martin Burrow has spent the last 12 years indulging in his lifelong passion for art. He regularly takes commissions and paints every day in his studio.
Martin, you've started with this fantastic green colour.
Yeah.
Why was that?
It's a good contrast to flesh tones for a start, and I thought I wanted something that was really the opposite of the pink and the yellow. I love using colour. Every time anybody's criticised my work, it's always been tone it down, tone it down, tone it down.
How dare they?
And I try to resist that, but I do see the point.
And how are you feeling about time?
I'm pretty comfortable at the moment. I'm sure
Yeah.
there'll be moments of complete panic later on.
You wouldn't be the first, Martin.
Once they've established the position of the figure in the frame, some artists like to find out more about what makes their sitters tick.
Arlene, would you mind telling me what your favourite musical is?
My all-time favourite musical is West Side Story. And I loved choreographing Starlight Express. It was my first big musical, and I love it forever.
Amazing.
Nneka Uzogwe is a professional artist based in London. As well as selling her work in galleries and online, she's preparing for her first major solo exhibition. Nneka, that wash you've put on the background there has given your painting an instantly atmospheric feel.
I like my paintings to have a sort of dreamlike quality, and I was talking to Arlene about her favourite theatre productions, and she mentioned Starlight Express and West Side Story. So I'm thinking of creating a theatre production behind her.
Do you need, like, models to be, because Joan and I could be the Sharks and the Jets, do a knife fight behind that work?
Perhaps, perhaps.
The artists have 3 hours left.
You can't really go wrong at this stage. You're just making marks, and it's fun. The really tense bit gets when you're having to put some detail in and trying to reach for the likeness. At this stage, that's not a worry.
It could be better, but it could be worse. Once I feel like I've got everything in the right place, then I'll feel a bit more under control, I think.
My strategy is to get a really nice composition and then let my imagination run away with me in trying to create a beautiful painting.
At this stage, it's a balance. I can't force things into the geometry. Otherwise, it's not going to look like him. I've got to paint what's there, but find the geometry that's in it. See, it makes sense in my head.
Nine artists are painting naturalist and broadcaster Chris Packham, Paralympic powerlifter Ali Jawad, and choreographer Arlene Phillips, whose image on one portrait is being framed in pools of colour, which are then dispersed across the canvas.
Adrian, you're just showing off.
I'm using the straw.
I know.
Imagine having to come on portrait artist and use a straw. It's basically it's alcohol ink. The idea came accidentally. I was looking through some old photographs at home. There was 2 photographs that were stuck together, and I kind of peeled them apart. Yeah. And it left this sort of negative effect. And I thought, how can I replicate that?
It's funny how things come about by mistake often.
Having been inspired by Portrait Artist of the Year, Adrian Hill sold his computer games business to become a full-time artist. It's a decision he doesn't regret and has since enjoyed experimenting with a variety of styles.
You've got your inks here, but you also have your oil paints there. Are you saying you're going to mix this all up?
Yeah. This is going to dry in a matter of minutes, and then I'm going to paint on top of it, leaving just little passages of this showing through. So I'm kind of mixing sort of more traditional painting with a more contemporary.
I mean, look, carry on. I can't wait to see how this evolves, this strange
Thank you.
painting.
Chris has been a good sitter so far. He keeps still, and I don't know if he minds me saying this, but he's got nice wrinkles too. So, yeah, that's interesting to put down.
19-year-old Natasha Eiderman is a biomedical science student from London. Her self-portrait was painted from a selfie she took walking through an underpass, where she liked how the pink background matched her hair.
How's it going, Natasha?
It's going good so far. Just blocking in the main colours, and I'll go into details later on in the day.
OK. You going to give him pink hair?
You know what? I might. He mentioned something about
He did
coloured
earlier
hair.
on. I mean, he literally gave you carte blanche there to use to get involved with some pink hair. He's got a good, strong look, hasn't he, to work from?
Yeah, very sharp features.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm pleased.
Chris is really interesting. I kind of feel like he has this sort of angular kind of thing going on, which I hope I can capture, but we'll see how it works.
Professional artist Catherine Dorelli created her self-portrait referencing a photograph and a mirror. Drawn to the darker elements in her painting, she chose a neutral background to emphasise the jet black of her dress. Now, you've got this very dark colour behind. Is that a problem?
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking, yeah, this is great, but then it's kind of playing to my worst tendencies to just throw earth colours down, which isn't really great, because I just produce these very, very brown paintings if I'm not careful.
How much does the lightness matter, and does it come and go?
I suppose what I usually think is it's nicer to get something that's striking, but on the other hand, you have to kind of know it's them, don't you? Otherwise, it's kind of like, it's not really a portrait.
So this series, Kathleen, our backgrounds have been inspired by nature and the environment. What have we got today?
We've taken the cultivated land. We've got beautiful, rich, earthy soil. We've got the wonderful fields of rapeseed in a blue sky. And then we've also celebrating all the colours that you find in an allotment.
Ali has a tremendously strong look.
He's heroic. He's got these incredibly sharply defined features. And when you put that on top of that physicality and that suit, I think there's a lot there for his artist to sort of get into.
Arlene is obviously a choreographer.
Well, yeah, but for someone who's all about movement, she's been absolutely incredibly still, but, you know, not rigid.
I mean, I'm worried Chris hasn't actually taken a breath for 2 hours.
I think Chris feels the responsibility, so he's sort of giving them good pose at the moment, but I'm hoping as the afternoon goes on that they'll strike up a conversation.
I'm quite disciplined when it comes to satisfying a task, and my mission today is obviously to satisfy the artist by sitting as still as possible. I take photographs, and when I'm at work, if people try and stimulate a conversation with me, they get a grunt for an answer. So aside from being still, I've been silent as well.
I think I want the artist to capture my physicality and my imagination. But, you know, I'm really excited because I imagine it's going to be 3 very, very different portraits.
Art's amazing. Can't wait to see the different styles. Mary seems very focused, maybe a little bit nervous. With Martin, he's very chilled out, I think. Very chatty as well. And Ikra, like Mary, is very, very focused. I feel her style is quite detailed. So I'm actually looking forward to it because I just want to see the detail she goes to.
Ikra, it's lovely to see the colour come into your work, and you've responded so nicely to the sets.
Yeah, the colours are very bright, very joyful. It also complements with his dress.
Yeah, that grey against the pink is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about time? Your work is obviously very fine, very detailed.
I am nervous.
Ikra Tariq's style draws on the Mughal miniature tradition used to illustrate manuscripts in 16th century India. Using the tiniest brushes, her paintings can take months to create.
You did a beautiful frame in your submission. Are you going to have time to play with the framing around the outside?
It's a long process, so I have no time for floral design because if I manage to complete the portrait, this would be the achievement for me.
It's not every day artists have the chance to paint a famous sitter, and one is making the most of the opportunity.
Arlene, what's your favourite dance to do yourself?
At the moment is absolutely contemporary dance. With it comes a freedom.
It's not rigid to steps and stuff.
It's not, which was the way I was trained.
Amateur artist Jacqueline Gartland quit her day job to become a full-time mum. Now her 3 boys have grown up, she's found more time to dedicate to art and has started taking commissions.
Jacqueline, I wondered if you're one of those artists who puts a lot of the self-portrait into the portrait of other sitters, because I sort of see a mashup of you and Arlene there.
Oh, really?
Is that something you tend to do? No, it's a wonderful combination.
I don't know. I suppose it's just a gently kind of approach that I have.
And no temptation whatsoever to put the background in any form?
I may do a yellow around her, but...
like a halo?
Half the time I'm hard-pressed to put in hair. I mean,
it's coming together really well. Thank you.
Thank you.
The artists have just over 2 hours left.
Adrian, how are you getting on? So I've got all the underwork done. I've got a really good image for me to kind of colour in now. I think it does quite look like her.
Oh, it looks very much like her, yeah.
I'm glad I've got your seal of approval on that.
My seal of approval means nothing, as well you know.
I don't perfect the face before I move on to the background. The face will need heightening once I put the background in, so I really do just need to get the right contrast.
I'm a bit worried about leaving the background too late and the clothes, which is a bit of a risk. But then, you know, it's portrait competition, so the face is probably the most important part.
I've started to do the background, constructing a Broadway scene around her. My biggest concern is overdoing the background. What could go wrong is not following my own advice.
Chris Packham, Arlene Phillips and Ali Jawad have been sitting for just over 2 hours.
Feeling a bit stiff?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think the sitters have a much, much tougher time. At least we can move.
Halfway through the day, how is it so far?
I'm feeling quite trepidatious today. There's some really promising work in the room.
Yeah, very special pieces, and we just get very worried that they're not going to fulfil their potential.
Let's talk about the portraits of Ali.
They are all splendid, and they are all incredibly different. So Ikra started with this divine miniature. It is so fine, and she's found this perfect balance in the oval. It's just fantastic.
It seems to me that Mary's was outstanding from the start.
I mean, I think Mary's painting's lovely. She's chosen this low-down position, which does give him this monumentality, but I think she's fussing with the likeness, and I think she should just go with what she's got and just get it done, because time's not on her side now.
Well, let's look at the portraits of Chris Packham. We've got Natasha, we've got Mark, and we've got Catherine.
It's interesting in Chris's section, of course, it is overwhelmingly brown, and Chris has got this extraordinary top where he's accentuated it is even more brown, and the artists are responding accordingly.
Mark is a very interesting artist, and I love that he has this particular aspect, which is sort of geometric. The likeness is quite harsh, but it's good and it's interesting.
Well, Arlene is sitting remarkably still for a dancer. And we've got Adrian, Necker, and Jacqueline. Each of them highly different from the others.
I think Adrian is an example of an artist driven by the materiality or the stuff he uses, and he enjoys, you know, using inks. And now there's a pinning down is happening, and it is changing in flavour.
And Necker, well, it's a theatre set.
Yes, it is a theatre set. And with Necker's portrait earlier today, when the theatre set wasn't there, I found there was a poignancy to it, and I don't know where that came from. But now that the theatre set's gone in, I'm worried that it's lost something of that figure sort of lost in space.
We'll have to see what happens.
I am sadly not good at art, and actually came bottom of the class when I was told my picture looked like a spider had put ink on its feet and crawled all over the page. So I am in awe of artists.
When I create things, I pontificate about it for months. I don't normally manifest the discipline to sit down and finish something in 4 hours. So, from my perspective, it's remarkable.
So usually I don't look very presentable, so I wanted to look very presentable today. My outfit was for an awards ceremony, and I've not worn it since. I think the suit does bring out my my muscles, I guess. Probably because it's too tight. It should be looser.
His muscles in that suit are bursting to get out, and he's got very powerful shoulders, so that message has to come through. But it's a good challenge.
Ali's beautiful. What can I say?
Thank you.
You put that beautiful grey wash of Ali's jacket in. You're not going to put the pattern in, are you?
I'm going to. I hope I have 1 hour.
And it's so fine, so the precision comes from how calm your hand is.
Yeah. When I create a line, I hold my breath to make it straight.
That is very scary.
Yeah, very scary.
Well, look, I must say you're doing a beautiful job, and
Thank you.
carry on with the smallest brushes I think we've ever had on this competition.
Getting certain features right may be key to capturing a likeness.
Is that good enough? I don't know if that's good enough.
But a sitter's personal style is just as important for artists wanting to create a striking portrait.
Mark, I think we've given you a bit of a gift of a sitter. Chris is wearing this fantastic top. He's got probably a perfect haircut for you, I'd say.
Yes, it's a result. Again, I kind of see them as bits of architecture. I think you can have fun with things like hair.
Ali's actually quite difficult in some ways because he has no hair on his head, but he has hair on his face. And that's the wrong way around for painting, really.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
You got your hair the wrong way round, Ali.
Yeah.
Did it on purpose. Before I challenge you.
But yeah, it's not the easiest necessarily to paint.
Now look here, young Adrian, what's going on with that hair?
Yes, it's very blue, isn't it? I think it just looks really nice as an underpainting, as a colour kind of shining through. It's the kind of colour you would not associate with realistic portraiture. You would never imagine that a blue colour like that would look. But I think it works quite well. I think I'm going for a more punk side of it. I think she's got.
She'll be fascinated to see it. It's just the sort of thing she'll like. The artists have just under half an hour to go.
Necker, I'm sensing frustration.
I wouldn't say frustration. I've kind of put all my ideas out there and I'm happy with what I have.
Right.
But now, my biggest concern is netting it become too busy. So I need to be careful.
The way I paint, I'm constantly trying to find the features in the person, and I really lost her. So, you know, a little bit panic stations, but I can see her coming back, so steady again.
He's got quite spiky hair, so I'm able to just do quick brush strokes. And he mentioned something about crazy colors, so I added a bit of blue, which I thought would be a cool touch.
I don't want to leave the suit plain, but it has very delicate lines, so I'm hoping it will complete on time.
It's all a bit tight, so what I'm going to do is try and loosen it up with a roller. Might make a terrible mess. We'll see. It's very much make or break.
Today's artists are approaching the end of their 4-hour challenge, painting Arlene Phillips, Ali Jawad, and Chris Packham.
So, tell me what's wrong with the brush?
It's that I put thought into the construction lines. They get obliterated by the paint, and I want to put them back in.
Construction is the key word with you, isn't it?
It is, I'm afraid, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
I really want to reiterate some of these shapes, and then my plan is to kind of panic. Yeah, that's usually my plan, panic.
Artists, you have 5 minutes left.
Ooh. I'm putting the background in quite badly, because that's all I've got time to do. I think, like most people, I'm probably feeling like I could do with 20 minutes to go, but I'm not unhappy with what I've managed.
In the last minutes, I'm doing a lot of praying, basically. I think I've definitely caught a likeness, definitely my style. More time would have been great, but hey ho, that's the nature of the beast, I'm afraid, isn't it?
Artists, your time is up. Please put down your equipment and stand back from your portraits.
Arlene, this is a nerve-wracking moment, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. I've got butterflies.
OK, well, I won't keep you in suspense any longer then. Artists, can I please ask you to turn your easels?
It's quite an emotional experience, isn't it? To see 3 of me looking back at me.
Right, should we have a closer look?
Yeah.
Are you OK?
Yeah, I am.
Adrian.
This takes me back. I can see that ambition there and the way I thought no one could say anything to me. I was going to do it first. There's so much in here, but the figure is so me. It's just the way I look at the end of a day of work.
Oh, thank you so much.
This one is smashing into my heart because my mum died when I was 15. That could be my mum looking out. It's really, really beautiful.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline.
Thank you so much.
What a lovely
That's
reaction.
wonderful.
I'm afraid, Arlene, you know what's coming. I'm going to have to ask you to pick one now.
I feel it would be brave to take Jacqueline's, but I feel like I need to live now. So I want to take Necker's.
Thank you.
Ali, this is a very exciting moment. I'm going to ask all the artists to turn round your easels.
Oh, wow. You made me look better than what I am, thank you.
Mary did Head and Shoulders.
I wanted to emphasize the neck because you have such a powerful neck.
That's the first time anyone said that to me, so thank you. You got my nose perfect, because my nose is bent, so you've got, like, I'm glad you drew it bent. Thank you.
Well, it was fun to do.
Now, Ikra has done a wonderful miniature, which is exquisitely detailed.
Yeah, it's amazing, the detail you've gone in there. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Well, now, there comes a moment at which you have to choose.
They're all absolutely incredible. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to side with Mary's one.
Chris, how did you find that?
Well, I achieved a lot mentally, I think.
Oh, did you?
If I can put into practice everything that I've thought about for the last 4 hours, I would have made significant progress.
Okay. Well, artists, can I ask you, please, to turn your easels?
Wow, yes. Amazing.
Let's go and have a closer
let's have a look. I just don't know how you've done that in 4 hours, Natasha. I really, really don't. Yeah, really, really good.
Thank you, Natasha. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Mark?
I mean, obviously, I like the geometry and the colours. The colours are sort of cigars and brandy. I can catch a whiff. Yeah, sensational. It's got a sort of a sticky sweetness to it, a bit like sticking your finger into a jar of golden syrup and swirling it around. It's got all of that sort of movement. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Brilliant. Right, I'm going to make you choose one now.
The one that I'm going to choose is the one that I think I'm drawn to because of a part of my character, which is about meticulous analysis. So I'm going to go for Mark's. Hello, Mark.
As the artists unwind, the judges consider the work produced today.
I think all three artists dealt with the colour of Chris and the background fantastically well, and I think Kathy particularly made this brown a real asset. And I like the aspect that she caught of Chris.
Mark's version of Chris, that is a very dynamic Chris, and he hasn't hidden the workings of the painting, and I like that.
It's got this rigidity with all the geometry, but there's also freedom. He sort of doesn't obey all the rules.
I think Natasha worked with the colour range that she had today very well. I don't think the likeness is quite there. She's one of our younger artists, and I think it was quite a challenge for her, but she's given us a very complete painting.
I love Jacqueline's reduced portrait of Arlene.
It's sensitive. It's not, well, I was going to say it's not overly shouty, but then we got the yellow line around it, which sort of does something completely different. But I can see why she did it.
Nneka can get people so quickly, and I think she wants to do more than that, doesn't she? She wants to go beneath the skin.
And even though I think the stage set is very real, I worry that she overloaded the work with too much information.
I mean, Adrian's Arlene shows an incredible skill at playing with the material of the paint and being able to make stuff up.
I suppose the only thing for me is I'm not really sure about how wild and undone the hair is, in contrast with how perfect the face is.
I think Ikra did a fantastic job. She's transcended the tradition whilst keeping the key elements there.
And what is extraordinary is she has the power of the man.
I love Martin's use of colour, and this was a gift of a set. The main problem I have really is actually the physicality, that we've lost so much of the identity of the sitter.
Mary's profile of Ali shows a powerful man.
The more I look at this, the more I love it. That block of the jacket, the block of the dusky red, but then, of course, all the detail is in the actual face. It's so well put together.
So you like it, then?
I quite like this one.
The judges must get 9 portraits down to a short list of 3.
Blimey, OK, where do we start?
Can we just move those two just slightly off and just focus on these and see if we feel that we have enough there?
OK, these together.
Yeah, because actually once you see these 3, you realise it's very difficult for the others to compete.
It's unusual, isn't it, as well? That's what I really like about it.
Yeah.
Of course, what it does mean is that the next stage is going to be really horrendous.
But, I mean, what a nice position to be in, and all 3 very cool artists.
Artists, hats off to each one of you for doing so well under pressure.
After examining your work, the judges have chosen an initial shortlist of 3. The first artist is Ikra Tariq. The second artist is Mark Oliver. The third artist to be shortlisted is Mary Shepperson.
I'm feeling so elated that Arlene chose my portrait. So I feel like I've won, even if I might not have. It was a really lovely experience.
Well, 3 artists left. They painted 3 fine self-portraits, and none of them have deviated too much from that successful formula.
The work has the same strengths, but also showing us what else they can do with different colours, different tones.
I think we disadvantaged the artists who were painting Chris Packham because we gave them that very brown background.
I think it was a difficult background, but Mark used it to really bring out some of the features in the face, the way he painted that yellow fabric. It's just sensational.
Yeah, I realise in looking at both of his works is that he plays with the geometry, but he doesn't take it so far that it becomes unbelievable.
Ikra gave us a very refined miniature of Ali.
I'm surprised how Ikra, in this very small pictorial world of hers, can really capture the physical shape and feel of a body. And she's done it in her self-portrait with the tilt of her head. And today with her portrait of Ali, it's just the way the head sits on the shoulders. We don't see the rest of him, but here we get a forceful, strong man.
Mary has given us a very handsome, very noble Ali.
And I think that it's a really interesting likeness because she was absolutely dead set on staying low and giving us that monumentality. And she's done it using these really good-looking paint marks. Her self-portrait had this fantastic lightness of touch, and I think she's taken it even further today with Ali.
A lot of it is about stylization. That highlight on the nose shouldn't really work, but it's just one of the most beautiful noses in history.
Wow, in history?
In history.
So, a decision to be made.
An impossible one.
Mark, Ikra, Mary, it's no small achievement to have got this far. However, only one of you can go forward to the semi-final.
The artists that the judges have selected brought to bear their distinctive style to produce an arresting portrait. That artist is Mark Oliver.
Wow, it's an absolute accolade, isn't it? I mean, to be shortlisted was fantastic. To win is mind-blowing.
It's really meant quite a lot. I mean, it's made me take my art seriously, which I really didn't before. It's been an amazing day.
Mark has done an exceptional job. His color palette is so unique and his strokes are so different. So well done to him.
Mark gave us fantastic self-portrait. So to see the way in which he constructed Chris, using the same principles but toning them down, it's only going to be good going forward.
I guess I'm coming back, aren't I? And then I think more immediately there may be some alcohol required, so, and some sleep.
Hello, and welcome to the show that puts a name to a face.
And then puts that face onto a canvas. Well, our artists do that bit, of course.
And they should be pretty good at it by now. It's the semi-final of Portrait Artist of the Year. Over the last 8 weeks, we've welcomed over 70 of the UK's best amateur and professional artists, painting the portraits of some of our most well-loved household names.
You should have seen the gasp of delight when your name was mentioned.
Amazing.
Yeah.
After all these decades. Thank you.
I want you to make me look younger than Joan.
Whoa!
My goodness, how have you done it in 4 hours?
You've made me look like a Bollywood star from the 70s.
After winning their heats, 8 artists were selected to continue the journey.
I didn't expect this at all. I'm shaking right now. Just really happy. I can't wait to the next stage.
Today, they have their sights set on the final and the chance of a £10,000 prize to paint celebrated violinist Nicola Benedetti for the Scottish National Portrait Gallery.
But first, they'll need to impress our judges.
For me, it's all about risk. Where's the excitement? Where's the edge?
Oh, you play high stakes.
And with just 3 places available, the artists will have to battle it out.
I'm still wrestling.
No, I'm all for wrestling, as long as you win.
Yes.
If they're to be crowned Portrait Artist of the Year.
It's my birthday in a couple of days, so it'd be a brilliant birthday present.
Oh, OK. Nice emotional blackmail. That's good.
Of the 8 artists who won their heats, 3 are amateur. Mark Oliver, Rukiah Johnston and Kat Hughes.
I've been preparing for today by stressing out in my room and avoiding doing any art because it's terrifying. So I'm going to try and challenge myself to come up with something new today, but I still don't know what it is.
And 5 are professional. Callum Stevenson, Gabriella Cohen, Lucy Threlfall, Christos Samaris, and Sarah Harvey.
Oh, I'm deadly tired about today. I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night. I got loads of sleep, and I've had my coffee. I'm ready.
The artists are returning to the familiarity of Battersea Arts Centre, but they're discovering a very different-looking set from the heats.
Wow.
Whoa, what's that?
I don't know. Is it they're gone? At least it's got some, like, good light coming off it.
I'm not loving the pink. I think I
No.
might change the pink, yeah.
I like all the lines, though.
Who's going to strike the gong?
Bong.
Today, we've made the set a bit of a challenge for the artists. Not only is it sort of structurally something to think about, it's also personal to the sitters. So they've got to think about what the set says about who they're painting.
I have no idea what to take from this. It's giving me yoga vibes.
We've got 8 fantastic semi-finalists, some a bit out there, some more traditional. So the level of competition is pretty high this year.
The atmosphere is quite serious. It's a bit more intense than the heats. Everyone's very much in their zone.
Now in the semi-final, we want to see consistency, but we also want to see innovation. And that is what today is about, and it's quite a challenge.
Artists, congratulations on making it to the semi-final. I can see you're all itching to get going, so I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Your sitter today is a drummer from one of the most iconic bands of all time. He's performed to vast audiences all around the world and on some of the best-selling albums in the history of music. A total petrol head, he's raced at Le Mans without hitting the wall. You don't have to wish he was here, because he is. Please welcome brilliant musician and co-founder of Pink Floyd, Nick Mason.
Wow.
welcome. It's your home for the day. You're known principally for two things, I suppose, Nick, being a drummer and racing fast cars, both very high-energy activities. How are you going to find sitting in a chair all day?
Maybe a bit of a challenge.
A lot of nervous energy.
Drummers are well known for fidgeting a lot.
Right. Talk to us about the gong.
Well, it's part of the kit, and we've actually carried the gong on tour with us for nearly 50 years now.
OK. Drummers, of course, are often at the back of the group, you know, sometimes willingly, sometimes reluctantly. How are you going to find being at the focus of these 8 artists today?
Well, I'm hoping I'll enjoy being at the front rather than the back. Yeah, finally, after 50 years.
Right, artists, you have a fantastic sitter, you have a fantastic set, you have 4 hours to paint your portrait. I wish you all good luck. Your time starts now.
Must feel a bit peculiar. It's all pointing at you.
Having shaken off those first-time nerves in the heat, today's artists know the importance of a quick and focused start. But confronted by one of the best drummers in the world, one artist is feeling a little starstruck.
Wow, blown away. I'm 2 yards away from Nick Mason. And it's such a monumental set. Yeah, try not to be too awe-inspired.
Mark Oliver is an award-winning illustrator from Worthing. In both his submission and his portrait of Chris Packham, the judges loved the way he used strong geometric lines and shapes while still remaining faithful to the likeness of the sitter.
Mark, hello. Semi-final day.
Yes, exactly.
How are you feeling?
I'm calming now. Just sort of trying to settle into it.
Yeah.
And,
what did you think when your sitter emerged in front of this extraordinary gong?
An extraordinary man in front of an extraordinary gong, yeah. I love the immediate geometry.
Yeah.
Ideally, I would have gone much bigger, 6 foot by 5 foot.
6 foot is not going to happen in 4 hours.
It's true, but there's so many wonderful things.
Yeah, but I guess you guys show us time and time and time again that you can get gravitas and monumentality in smaller works.
Yeah, I hope so.
Good luck.
Thank you.
The composition I've chosen is very side-on, bang in the middle. I'm working from a photograph, so I'll occasionally have to refer back to life to make sure that things look right. I think I'm quite good at capturing a likeness normally. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Callum Stevenson is a professional artist from Bonnybridge, Scotland. His heat portrait of actor Kelly MacDonald concentrated solely on the head, winning over the judges with its cool elegance and perfect likeness.
Callum, I sense there's more energy in you today than there was during the heat.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I'm going as fast as I can, that's what's happening. Experience from last time tells me I need to be quicker, so...
Where did you find you spent too much time last time?
Probably the drawing, yeah.
OK.
Painting as well, yeah. Everything, actually, yeah. Let's be serious here. Everything. I'm just not sure if I'm going to use the exact colours that we've got before us yet. I'm going to figure that out as the painting goes along, I think.
OK, cool. It certainly is Nick in all his glory, so right. I'll let you crack on.
Thank you.
Nick, it's great to have you here sitting for us. How does it feel sitting on this platform with a lot of interesting people painting your portrait?
It's rather thrilling, really. I mean, to actually be centre front is terrific.
What are your expectations?
Well, the thing I'm conscious of is that my sort of default face always looks a bit more depressed than I feel. So I'm certainly hoping to see things that I don't recognise in myself immediately.
And some surprises, perhaps.
Well, hopefully.
Revealing Nick's inner character may be the aim for some artists. But portraits of high-profile figures often reference something of their public persona and profession.
So, Gabriella, I'm seeing these two sort of very beautiful Polaroids sitting up on the top of your easel, thinking to myself, you're playing it quite straight. And then I'm seeing on the tablet, you've really gone to town.
Yeah, and obviously hands are very important to a drummer. I wanted them to be up there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I'll try and make it more stylized than realistic.
Wow.
I feel like now's the time to take all the risks.
Gabriella Cohen is a fine art graduate who uses technology to manipulate and add interest to her work. The judges thought her circular portrait of scientist Maggie Pocock at the Heats showed real promise and was both distinctive and playful.
And we've given you a gift, haven't we? We've given you a circle.
Yeah, yeah, I love circles. I thought I'd go bigger for the semi-final. My last two paintings were quite small, so I'm pushing myself to paint on a larger scale.
But seeing your fellow competitors work on the wall, it's quite different from yours.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that that's in my favour.
OK, so does it make you feel that you can be even more extremely Gabriella?
Yeah, I think now is the right time.
Good, well, be brave. We want to see the best of you.
Me too.
Kat, you have the treasured profile angle here.
Yes, he's got a great nose.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Pink Floyd?
Yeah, my dad drags me to see the Australian Pink Floyd tribute band every year.
Oh, wow.
I texted my dad and he's geeking out.
He must be beside himself. If he takes you to a tribute act every year, you've got the real thing in front of you.
He did tell me to call my palette my saucer full of secrets.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad, for the joke.
20-year-old Kat Hughes is an aspiring filmmaker from Liverpool. Her portrait of actor Jacob Fortune Lloyd in the Heats used a fisheye lens photograph to distort his features and create tension. But today's sitter calls for a different approach.
It's an interesting contrast, I think, because it's quite a melancholy portrait, but he's this rock star car racer.
Yeah.
I want to put a lot of energy into it.
Right.
I also really wanted to show the judges today that I can do things other than the fisheye thing.
OK, how are you finding today?
I feel like it was a strong start, and now I'm just like mashing paint onto it and hoping for the best.
Come on, Kat. You've probably still got a few jokes from your dad up your sleeve.
I'll crack them out if I start crying and panicking.
Yeah,
So
in between sobs, you could throw out your dad's half-baked gags.
The artists are almost an hour into today's semi-final challenge.
So I've kind of drawn on what's here. I'm happy with the composition, and I really like yellow and pink together. I'm just hoping I can pull it off.
The competition is scary. I'm glad I'm not standing next to Christos because he chucks it around a bit. And there's some real intensity here. So it's a real tough competition, I think.
Right now, I think my perfectionism is dragging me back. You know, with most of my artwork, I can chip away at it over months, and right now, only having 4 hours to make a painting is really challenging me.
Here at Battersea Arts Centre, our semi-finalists are 1 hour into painting drumming legend Nick Mason.
Lucy, I love the fact you're really going for it. The size of the canvas is big.
Yeah.
There's something very subtle emerging there.
Well, we'll see.
Every now and again, I see you sort of give yourself a little minor pep talk. What are you saying to yourself?
I'm so transparent. I'm just saying, just stop a moment. You know, you've got enough time. I think if you are enjoying your painting, that translates to the viewer. So just relax, relax, relax.
How relaxed are you today? How
Really
relaxed can
not.
you be at a semi-final?
Yeah.
Lucy Threlfall is a professional artist who studied art history and traditional painting methods in Florence. The judges loved the power in her heat portrait of singer Celeste, but also the clever use of colour and the way she created a sense of melancholy.
Are you finding him easy to paint?
He's got a very self-contained air about him, so in a way, it's quite hard to find a way in.
Right.
I'm just sort of going gently. I feel like I don't want any hard lines, or if I go softly, maybe I'll capture him.
Yeah. You're fascinating to talk to, Lucy, because I can feel there's so much going on inside you. You know, you're trying to G yourself up, you're trying to slow yourself down.
It's the artistic temperament.
Don't wear yourself out.
I will.
All of today's artists face decisions about how to respond to what's behind their sitter. And one lucky artist seems to have come prepared.
I'd say I'm quite happy with my choice to use gold foil today. I think it's a nice way of complementing the background that we've been given today. And, you know, it's my style anyway, so it's perfect.
18-year-old Rukiah Johnston is a medical student from London. In her painting of gospel choir conductor Karen Gibson, she used gold leaf and African wax print fabric, conjuring a portrait that perfectly captured the sitter's warmth and luminosity. Rukiah, how nice to see you again.
Likewise.
Now, I'm looking at what you're drawing there. The background is extremely beautiful.
Thank you.
You've got your fabric here.
Yeah, seeing as it's a pink background, in hindsight, I should have bought more pink fabric, but I managed to find this print here with some pinks in it.
And how do you feel about being in the semi-final?
I think the timing is the only thing that's making it tense for me.
Don't be anxious, you're with friends here.
Yeah, it's true.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So, Ty, it's such a big occasion, the semi-final. We've given them a really iconic figure from an iconic band.
Yeah, I think for all music lovers, a phenomenal sitter to be painting from.
Pink Floyd are a band known for their magnificent light shows, and this is quite an interestingly lit set.
Yes, and I was thinking, if you're at a concert and you think of the drummer at the back on his drum riser, that's exactly how he's lit.
Right.
The lights are coming from behind, and so him being in the shade, just high lit like this, is kind of interesting. We've also used a symphonic gong or cymbal, and if you look through Nick's career, every live show from the 60s to his current band, A Saucer Full of Secrets, he's got that gong behind him. So it's part of his personality.
It's making me want to strip to the waist, oil up, and hit it to announce the beginning of the movie.
Well, when I was asked whether I'd like to come and have my portrait painted, I thought absolutely it'd be a great thing to do, particularly the fact that it's a semi-final, so I'm getting the creme de la creme of the contestants. And, well, I'd turned down Love Island, and I thought I ought to do something.
I feel a bit lucky. I've got the best position. And I love that light on his head. I hope I can do that. I'm going to take some risks, but calculated risks, not too much. I don't want to repeat what happened last time in the semi-final.
Christos Zimaris made it to the semi-final in 2020, but struggled with proportions in his portrait of Elaine Page. He had similar issues with this year's heat portrait of Emma Dabbery, but caught a great likeness, and the judges were won over by his beautiful colour palette and experimental application of paint.
Now, the one thing that we had some questions about in your heat portrait were the hands and the arms.
Yeah.
I don't know how happy you were with them.
No.
No.
Wasn't.
So you've given yourself hands and arms again today?
Yes.
So
Well, this time I'm doing them properly.
OK. And you seem like a very relaxed Christos today.
Yeah, because it started well this time.
OK.
I love the colours, and the background is perfect, and I have a good feeling.
OK. Well, you know, you've got a good likeness.
Yes.
All the right elements seem to be there at the moment. Don't mess it up.
Thank you so much.
Artists aren't always happy with the position they're given. so some choose to use a photograph to get the perfect angle.
Sarah, welcome back. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, thank you.
Is this a good position?
I did a side profile last time and I felt that there is just so much to be said in the eyes, especially of Nick. And I've chosen to do a front-on because from where I'm sitting here, they're kind of quite concealed.
And eyes are important.
They
I always know that
and
you...
they are important to me.
Because when you paint,
I work around them.
You work around them?
I work around the eyes.
Professional artist Sarah Harvey is today's only watercolourist. At the Heat, she drew attention to the eyes of model Alexa Chung with a veil of paint, winning praise from the judges for her inventive use of the medium.
I recall when you start laying down the watercolour, it's very loose.
Very. I'm a real believer that something leads you to something else. So
Yeah.
I just leave it to a bit of haphazardness.
Now, how did you feel about the 4 hours in the heat? Is that good for you?
I'd like longer. I do work with layers.
Okay.
So each layer has to dry. Going to get as far as I can through it. And when they say stop, that'll be it.
Okay.
It's risky.
There's a lot to play with. It's going to be exciting. Go on, then.
The artists are reaching the halfway point in today's semi-final challenge.
I was aware that he didn't want to look miserable, so I'm trying to just install a little bit of a smile and quirkiness in there. I'm enjoying it, and that's what I aim to do, so I've won already.
Yeah, a bit of a disaster at the moment. I don't think I'm going to be doing the hands now. The head has just happened to be slightly bigger than I thought. So hopefully I will get through this stage now and then move back to being happy again.
I'm a little bit concerned about how much time's left. I don't even know how much time's left, but I know it's ticking away. I can't paint any faster than this.
Here at Battersea Arts Centre, our artists have been painting music icon Nick Mason for 2 hours.
How's it feeling, Nick? Feeling all right?
Well, I have to say, uncomfortably numb. Thank you.
Today's sitter might be in high spirits, but how do the judges feel about the artist's progress so far?
The semi-final, we're halfway through the day. How are we doing?
It's interesting, the artists today have upped their game, and it's scaring the hell out of me because it's going to make judging incredibly difficult later on.
So let's consider Callum.
Callum's work has just such clarity. It's like looking at a portrait through kind of icy cold water, and yet it still feels characterful.
Callum's portrait refers an awful lot to the computer, but at the same time, there is this sort of space for artistic license that comes in between.
Now, Gabriella, as always, has taken a rather oblique angle.
Yes, she's innovative, interesting, bonkers, but that's what we expected from Gabriella.
The portrait of his face is beautiful. Yeah, the hands are strange. And so I'm not entirely sure, but I admire this young artist for their pure imagination and for the way that they conceptualize the work from the very beginning.
Christos, he's been with us before, but it's a powerful painting already, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Christos is the master of melancholia, and he's got a perfect subject and a quite phlegmatic sitter, and he's caught something about the soul of Nick, and it's a wonderful piece of painting.
And of course, he's much more relaxed today. He knew what he was walking into, and I think it's incredibly promising.
And Sarah, she is our watercolourist. How's she doing?
I really like the way that she's playing around with colour, but not doing it in too crazy a fashion. I wonder if she's playing it a bit too safe. I'm wondering if we're going to get any of the kind of flourishes we've seen her do before.
I think she's at that moment where she's got the likeness, and now she's going to think carefully about what are the other elements that I need to really raise my watercolour above everyone else's.
I just want to see the watercolour go a bit reckless. We're like, where's the jeopardy?
Mark's piece is definitely working for me, and of course you've got all the geometry there, all the circles that move your eye around the portrait so effectively, and he's got a good likeness, so he's off to a really fast start.
Yeah, I was worried about Mark. I didn't really see Nick inhabiting the space, but actually he's gone back in, and now the painting makes sense, and it's looking great.
So it's the semi-final. The winner will eventually go on to take a commission from a public gallery. So does that enter into your consideration?
Absolutely. I feel like at this point I'm judging in a completely different way because I feel the responsibility of picking someone who can hang in those hallowed halls with the other artists in there.
We've got 8 artists here who are incredible, and, you know, it's everybody's to lose. They could each win this.
You're putting in a very disciplined performance, I have to say.
Well, I was a little anxious, because drummers are notorious for tapping their feet and their hands and so on.
Why a drummer? What drew you to the drums in the first place?
For me, it was because we wanted to start a band when I was really quite young. But one boy had already bought a guitar, so I thought, I'll play the drums.
Isn't that amazing? That's just completely shaped the entire course of your life, that someone else had already bought a guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, incredible.
I might have been Eric Clapton.
Well, you know, there's still time.
Well...
All of today's artists made it this far by creating bold and distinctive portraits. But achieving success under pressure sometimes requires restraint.
Things that prey upon me are self-doubt, and self-doubt tends to manifest itself in overworking things. So I have to step back rather than standing up close and just working and working, hoping that it's going to come. Everything feels like a journey of some sort. It's both inspiring and worrying.
Christos.
Hi.
Sometimes your work, you know, encompasses sort of paint experiments that can become reality and can stay abstract.
Yeah.
And that dynamism is kind of exciting.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So how do you balance along there?
I'm hesitating to take too many risks at the moment because when you take risks,
It
there's
can
a
go
good
horribly
chance
wrong.
to go really wrong, yes.
As far as I can tell, it's going well.
Yes.
I'll let you balance, continue balancing.
Thank you.
As they enter the last hour, artists must decide how to refine their portraits. For some, that means adding signature elements. For others, it's about refining the likeness.
Now, Lucy, how do you feel you're getting on now?
I think I've been slightly working from 2 different sources too much.
Right.
Trying to capture an expression I had in a photograph, sort of lost it and found it and lost it. I'm still wrestling, but I don't think wrestling is necessarily a bad thing.
No, I'm all for wrestling, as long as you win.
Yes.
There's a lot of white there. We've got white hair, we've got a white background, we've got a white jacket, a white shirt. How much white are we going to see at the end of the day?
Well, we're going to have white hair, white collar. I'm struggling a little bit with what I'm going to do when I get to the background. I mean,
But
it
what's
worked
the
for me.
danger of leaving it this bright white?
There's a lot of pink in the face. Maybe when I add in the background, it's going to take away from the colours in the face.
Well, it's a big decision to make.
Yeah, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to decide, but it's getting scary.
Sarah, how's it going in Watercolour Corner?
It's all right, you know. It's
Yeah?
not bad.
What's the kind of preparation been for today? Have you had a game plan the last few days?
Wow, it's just painty, 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 really.
Painty, painty,
Painty, painty, painty.
Don't get technical on me. I really don't understand this jargon. How tantalisingly close is that final?
It would be very exciting. And it's my birthday in a couple of days, so it'd be a brilliant birthday present.
Oh, OK. Nice emotional blackmail. That's good.
The artists have just over half an hour left to finish their work.
I've still got loads left to do, so I'm a bit panicked. I think the hands work well at the top because it kind of reminds me of wings in a way. I don't know. I just think it looks good.
Looking at it now, I'm not quite sure that the fabric I chose goes with the whole piece, but it's stuck now, so just going with it.
Right now, I do not like my portrait. I haven't done as much detail on the face as I would have liked to. I might be able to salvage it. I don't know.
Nick Mason has been posing for almost 4 hours. And after playing it safe all day, one artist is ready to let loose.
Trying to create some texture. I put lots of herbs on the painting, and then a bit of water. Then I had to dry it, obviously. Because I can't lift it up, everything would just start running. It's a bit tense at the moment.
I don't feel that I've given him enough form, and those highlights aren't zinging enough. That's for another day, that's another 4 hours.
Artists, you have 5 minutes left.
Not enough time. Am I mad to be using watercolour? I think so. But it's all good fun to live on the edge, isn't it?
Just wish I could have finished, really. But, you know, done what I can. Quite glad it's nearly over.
Artists, your semi-final challenge is over. Please put down your brushes and step away from your portraits.
After 4 hours of uncharacteristic stillness, Nick will finally be able to see the finished portraits and choose one of them to take home with him.
Nick, your exposure is over. How has it felt?
I really quite enjoyed it.
4 hours of your life without music or without cars?
Yeah, quite bearable.
Well, we're going to look at all the paintings in one great swathe of art. So, artists, will you turn round your easels, please?
Oh, wow. Extraordinary.
8 different versions of yourself.
It's quite remarkable. It's almost like a family of me. It's extraordinary because it's me and all my favourite things. With the Racing Drivers Club badge, and love the treatment of the gong as well. Amazing. I absolutely recognise myself.
Rather soulful, Nick?
Yeah, slightly wistful. It's terrific.
Bigger, darker?
But jollier. Something of my character that I don't
so.
see very often in pictures. That's a different view of a man I recognise. The gong plays a considerable role, adds to the occasion, the atmosphere of it.
I think people are bound to say, why are the hands where they are?
It's a nice idea because that's very much what I do, and it's a really interesting way of seeing myself. It's a different me to the others. The treatment of the gong adds something to what's going on there. It just adds some atmosphere, I guess. There it goes again, me being overshadowed by my instrument. It's a sort of interpretation almost of the gong. Oh, and it's got my badge in.
Yeah, I made sure to get that little detail in.
It's a good likeness, Nick.
It's a terrific likeness. No, it's lovely.
Thank you.
It's a view of myself that I never see.
I quite like the hint of undress there.
Very, very effective.
The moment of decision has come, Nick.
Well, it's very, very hard. Everyone has something in it that's different. Yep, I think I know what I'd go for.
You made a decision.
Cats.
I was not expecting that at all. The semi-final was a lot more challenging than the heat because it's kind of like the best of the best, so I really tried to push myself to try a new thing. It's just really surprising.
At last, the semi-finalists can unwind with their fellow competitors, and the judges can begin examining today's portraits. So, we have 8 fine portraits of Nick Mason. What do we make of them all?
We had 8 amazing artists this morning, and now, you know, we're even more impressed by them, what they can do under all the horrible pressure we give them.
Let's start with Sarah's watercolour.
I love the sort of trippy, acidic quality in the background. She's quite rigid with it, and then she kind of plays with it, and there's a kind of recklessness that I admire.
And it's a very warm, friendly Nick. I think it's based a lot on the image she took from her phone, which distorts Nick's head slightly. But it's a beautiful painting, and there's no doubt who it is, really.
You gave us a tremendous background today, the colours, the shape of the gong, completely ignored by Callum. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I think Callum is a very sensitive person. Having produced such a sensitive head, I can understand why he thought, actually, I'm going to hold off here.
Callum uses technology and creates something that has a life to it. And also his mark making is really rather poetic. These lovely little squares, the way in which he builds up form is very effective.
Lucy has given us, is it a muddy portrait? Is it overworked?
I do love her colour palette, but fundamentally I think today Lucy had just too much wrestling with the likeness.
I think when it comes too easily, a lot of artists think it can't be right. And so you start working on it to really pin it down, to make it yours. It's full of feeling and atmosphere, but she's lost that painting that she had.
Christos can produce a fine head, can't he?
Yes, it really is. It's incredible to watch him sort of wrestling with himself. And today, I think it's come off.
For me, Christos feels like a controlled explosion. The face is so finely won. And then there's loads of parts of it which are totally bonkers. So that makes Christos really interesting to me, but it's a risky way of painting.
We're often talking about wanting to take portraiture in a new direction. Does Gabriella give us a new direction? And if she does, is it a road you want to travel down?
She hasn't understood that if you put the hands there, the way it is read, it looks like his hands are in the stock. So these things she hasn't taken into consideration. But I think she's a really interesting artist.
I gathered from her that in some way it related to his activity as a drummer.
Yes. I think it's a really interesting head. We've still got that lovely bleached out celluloid feeling. But for me, the hands were a mistake.
Now, this next one is giving me sort of flashback. I was an altar boy, and he's almost like sort of, you know, Jesus in front of Holy Communion or a halo.
Yes.
Is it just me?
It has got a sort of religious undertow to it. I just think the way Mark has constructed this painting is just, everything is masterful, and down to that sort of solemn, thoughtful expression.
I think what's exciting to me is that Mark is an artist who's also experimenting with form, but nothing is at the expense of the pursuit of a great portrait.
What about Rukaila there? Now, she has brought fabric and gold.
And I think she's used the fabric effectively so that we have got that beautiful rhythm that we saw in her self-portrait that gives the picture movement and pace.
But if you just took the head and the gold and the pink background, it's so reduced and understated, but so powerful. I think the fabric is really not that necessary.
So finally we come to Kat, who gave us a profile. She felt like she struggled today. Would you agree with that?
I love Kat's painting of Nick. There's something very sensitive, and I think it's a rather touching portrait.
For me, I guess what I'm missing today from Kat is the idea of her as a storyteller. She definitely made the right decision not to do the fisheye. She embraced the profile, but, you know, is it enough?
Right, well, we have 8 artists. This is the 3rd painting we've got from them now.
Yeah.
So how much weight do you put on today's performance?
I think today is a huge part of it because we were asking them, OK, great, there's no doubt you're a great artist, but what are you going to do today that takes us forward?
For me, it's all about risk. We've certainly got a couple of bankers here, there's no question. But where's the risk? Where's the excitement? Where's the edge?
Oh, you play high stakes.
And let's put this in
Yeah.
as an alternative.
I have to say that my feeling is that maybe those 2 are not quite up to
this level,
this group here.
I think what these 3 have all managed to capture the sitter, but done it on their own terms.
I also feel that there's a little bit of risk still in there.
Yes, I agree with you. And but 1 out of 3 with a bit of jeopardy, I think it's a nice balance, isn't it?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Artists, it really is something to have got this far in the competition, and we've really enjoyed getting to know you personally throughout the process.
You know the rules, though. Only 3 of you can go through to the final, and the judges have made their decision. The first artist they have chosen is Callum Stevenson. The second finalist is Christos Zimaris. The third finalist is Mark Oliver.
I'm in the final. Yeah, that's wow, that's crazy. Let that sink in a little bit.
I wasn't expecting that. I was hoping, but it was so strong, the competition. So I wouldn't have been surprised if anyone went through. I'm just happy to be in the final.
My heart is just beating crazy right now. Me and Christos and Mark earlier were just talking about how each one of us thought that the other would get through into the final, so it's unbelievable that it's actually worked out that way. What?
How wonderful to be going into the final with these 3. We've got fiery, angsty Christos. We've got a little bit of geometry with Mark. Then with Callum, we've got this sort of quiet, methodical approach. They're going to go back to their studios now, make something new for us, and then we've got the final on top of that. It's going to be great.
It's that time of the week again to put your feet up, pour yourself a glass of something.
And spend the next hour saying, I wish I could paint like that.
Or they chose that one? Welcome to Portrait Artist of the Year. Today, 9 talented painters are hoping that their skill will be enough to win this year's prize. A £10,000 commission to paint classical violinist Nicola Benedetti for the Scottish National Portrait Gallery.
Of the artists arriving at Battersea Arts Centre today, 4 are professional. Lynn Kennedy, Gabriella Cohen, Phyllis Dupuy, and Lee K. Barry.
I tend to use full days, weeks, working on different paintings, so this is going to be a real challenge to try and get it all done in that time.
And 5 are amateur. Amy Coleman, Jana Forrester, Charlie Hardcastle, Alex Cooper, and Xin-Chu Zhan.
I changed my composition. I was being over-ambitious.
Although we love it when people are over-ambitious and it all goes wrong. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Sort of
the dramatic effect.
Yeah.
As the artists unpack their tools for the day, the judges look at the submissions that won them a place in the heat.
Well, I can't think of anything better, looking at a wall of painting with my 3 knowledgeable friends. It makes me feel like a prince. So, let's start in a purple vein.
The eyes are beautifully painted. There's a kind of discordant tone between the blue eyes and the purple jumper.
I think she was very clever to put that square of purple behind her head as well. It brings your eyes to rest on the face.
The lighting is used to put the face in shade. So this is a study of the face hiding.
And that shadow under the plant, I just adore.
Next, we have a kind of blue.
Yeah, I mean, it's luscious and almost underwater in the quality that it gives us.
The off-kilter pose gives it a real sense of dynamism, energy, and tension.
We move on to the woman who fell to earth.
It's just superb, this painting. It's a kind of alien, android kind of figure wearing a bonnet.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Right, I love it too. I mean, of course, I need to see if this artist actually looks anything like this.
Well, they'll be easy to spot if they do.
They will.
It's enigmatic. You presume it's the same person. But what I think is really beautiful about it is the way the 2 hands come together. It's just caught this sense of tenderness really well.
I love it. I think it's great, really promising.
OK, who's that girl?
Oh, this is such a gorgeous little painting. I mean, the sitter looks like they're too young to be in this show.
Attitude, the tilt of the head is lovely. It's just a charming portrait, really. This is such a well-constructed painting. It's on a square. We've got these various rectangles within it. We've even got instructions with burnt sienna and titanium white. It's almost a sort of how to get into Portrait Artist of the Year kind of instructions.
Now, Vincent.
My favourite artist is here. It is a nod to Van Gogh, who, of course, liked people in exactly this format, this turn of the shoulder.
I mean, that scarf is just fantastic, isn't it?
And finally, why does it always rain on me?
A really sensitive, considered portrait.
Beautifully melancholic.
He's just trying to work out who he is. I think we've all stood looking at the mirror trying to work out who we are.
I know I have. Well, 9 artists whose talent sings out. Will they find harmony today? Artists, you will be reaching for the stars today as you are painting a celebrated space scientist who presents the TV astronomy programme, The Sky at Night. Please welcome Dr. Maggie Adarin-Pocock. Hello, Maggie. How are you feeling about today?
Slightly nervous. I'm a bit of a fidget. So.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Right. Well, they'll have to whip you into shape then, won't they? I mean, obviously you're a scientist and you're very knowledgeable. Are you expecting to come across as in a sort of confident way?
I think in a portrait, I think perhaps you see someone's vulnerability. You see behind the facade. So I'm hoping they might capture some of the inner Maggie. And I might actually discover what the inner Maggie is as well.
Well,
So
that would be a result. That would be great.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I will leave you in the very capable hands of your artists.
Fantastic.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, I will try and keep still. So I guess, so how do you want me?
Don't cross your legs.
Lovely, yes. And apologies for the dress. I was going to wear a single colour, but I got carried away. So
No,
there's a
no,
pattern now.
it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Artists, your sitter not only has an OBE for services to history and community integration, he also has a BAFTA for his series, Britain's Forgotten Slave Owners. Here's the historian and presenter, David Olusoga.
Oh, gosh.
Hello.
Hi.
welcome, David. Well, let's talk history, shall we?
Yes.
Is history something we're all seeking the final definitive account of things?
No, it's a guide to where we're going at very best. At worst, it's just a list of cautionary tales.
Because we're living through a time in which there seems to be lots more unearthed stories that we didn't know about.
Well, I think we chose not to know about a lot of our history. And younger people don't have the same relationship with the past, and they're willing to look at things that have been brushed under the carpet. So this is, I think, a generational change.
How interesting is that? What I'm going to do now is leave you to the tender mercies of the artist.
Thank
Over
you.
to you.
So I've never done this before. Just tell me what to do.
The main thing is for you to be comfortable.
I'm good at that.
Artists, it's time to raise the bar because your sitter was the Royal Ballet's youngest ever principal dancer. And as if that wasn't enough, he's also an actor and a model. Please welcome Sergey Polunin. Hello. Hello. Have a seat. How are you feeling?
Exciting.
Yeah?
Looking forward to see what's going to be out there.
Now, you're a ballet dancer, so you spend your whole life moving.
Yes, constantly moving, yes. I think dance is life. It is constantly moving. I will be twitching.
Well, this is it. You're not allowed to constantly move today.
Really?
You know that. Well, I will leave you in the hands of your artists. I wish you all good luck.
Thank you. I'm a little bit nervous. Yeah,
You're not the only one.
Artists, you have 4 hours to complete your portrait. Good luck, everyone. Your time starts now.
If you could look just somewhere this way.
We're comfortable already.
Two artists will work in acrylic and 7 will be using oils today. But they all have different ways of starting.
A different camera, sort of physical rather than digital.
Yeah, they add a cool effect.
Once the artists have selected their sitter's photo and completed a basic outline, some feel ready to hone in on the detail.
I like to spend a lot of time getting the drawing perfect. If the drawing's wrong, then the painting's going to be wrong. So I like to have a good likeness, as good as I can.
Charlie Hardcastle graduated in painting from the Edinburgh College of Art in 2020. His signature style combines simple forms and background with detailed portrayals of the elements he most enjoys painting. Charlie, it's crucial, it seems to me, to get that outline right.
I've liked the contrast between the outline of the clothes and the hair and then the face, which is quite realistic. I generally paint most of the skin and then I go in with details and like the eyes and lips and things like that.
It's very difficult when you've got a profile, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm glad I've got a kind of tiny hint of the other eye. I think the eyes are probably the most important part for me because I feel like they can either make or break it and bring it to life, usually.
OK, thanks very much, Charlie.
Thanks.
I do the eyes first, and then I kind of judge everything else from where the eyes are. And I took a photo to see the shapes, but mostly I'll be working from life to see all the colours.
17-year-old Amy Coleman is from Cork and the youngest contestant this year. Her submission in acrylic took her 22 hours and is her first ever self-portrait.
Amy, do you paint people from life often?
Never.
Is this the first time?
Yeah, basically.
Wow. It's a very different thing, isn't it, when they're sitting there?
Yeah.
What have you found difficult?
I have problems with likeness sometimes, and I'd say his one is also quite difficult. It's more the face shape.
Right. How are you feeling about that moment when you have to show him what you've done?
Oh, I feel nervous because right now I'm kind of hidden, even though I know it's right there, so I hope he'll like it.
Yeah.
Since I walked past before, and I'm sure there was a different version of Sergey on your canvas.
So I changed my composition. Initially, I actually included half of the body, and I think I was being a little bit over-ambitious, so I decided to be more realistic.
Although we love it when people are over-ambitious and it all goes wrong. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great sort of
a dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Xinchu Zhan grew up in China and now lives in Brighton, where he works for the pensions regulator. His self-portrait was a play on 2 different types of light and took 7 hours.
Now, you're measuring very carefully using this divider.
Yeah, I'm basically measuring the distance between nose and the chin, like what you do with the brush. But I think the reason I use these ones is because they have sharper points.
And is there some measurement in the face that you use as the key to the measure?
The nose.
The nose?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, look, it's a beautiful start, so I'll let you carry on.
Thank you.
Lee, you're making quite a mess, aren't you?
The floor is lava right now.
Yeah. Looking at that, you think this man is meticulous, he's precise, he's ordered. No, he's not.
And then you look at the floor.
No, he's a mucky pup is what he is.
Lee K. Barry studied fine art at Leeds University. While his style is influenced by Van Gogh and Gauguin, his colourful palette evolved through his extensive travels.
Not everyone here has had the opportunity to paint people from life. Is that something you've done much of?
Yeah, I was challenged to race from Amsterdam to Monaco by selling my art in exchange for money. You know, at school, people can say, art don't get you anywhere. But
art got you to...
It got me halfway around the world.
Excellent. Well, let's see how far this takes you.
We'll see.
You see what I did there?
The artists have now been painting for almost an hour.
Amy, you seem to be on a mission.
I tend to get too into the painting, and then when I step back, I can kind of see that things don't.
Amy, everybody has that problem.
Yeah.
This is quite difficult. Well, I haven't actually done the face yet, so when I do that, I think I'll probably get a better idea of how it's looking.
It's very important that I try to be me rather than try to guess what the judges want. People have different perceptions about art, so what's good in one person's eye might be something different in another person's eye.
It's an hour in for artists painting dancer Sergey Polunin, historian David Olashoga, and space scientist Maggie Adarin-Pocock. And while some progress quickly, one artist has spent the first hour carefully preparing her reference images and has only just started working on her canvas.
Gabriella, we've got a little Polaroid station here. What is it about them for you that's so appealing?
I really like the soft, romantic effect they add, and I think you can really achieve that with oil paints.
OK.
Gabriella Cohen is a fine art graduate from Staines. She enjoys creating characters, and even her self-portrait combined a miniature bonneted Victorian figure with a Bowie-inspired alien.
Your submission has this kind of futuristic quality to it, and that's largely achieved through the kind of colours you're using. What are you giving us today?
I think I want to keep it a bit more normal instead of imposing my own narrative. But I definitely want it to look slightly unusual.
Slightly unusual.
Change a few colours here and there and make it look a bit more mysterious.
Good. Well, I look forward to seeing this romantic Polaroid Maggie emerge through your particular way of doing it.
Thank you.
Artists often bring particular items they couldn't do without, from special brushes...
This is my favourite.
...to less conventional materials.
The lentils are a great way to support these sturdy brushes without them falling over.
But many take their cue from the old masters.
There's one colour that I like, that's burnt sienna. I wouldn't be able to be without that. I always seem to have to get burnt sienna and titanium white, which is why I put it in my self-portrait just as a to get.
Lynn Kennedy is a former photographer and animator from Shankill who took up painting in 2017 and within 2 years had won both the Zurich Portrait and Ruth Borchardt prizes.
What a fine portrait, Lynn.
Thank you very much.
So the striking feature of Maggie's look is that amazing necklace.
I just really like the sparkle of it, and it looks really nice against her skin, and I just thought that would help me figure out the colours around if I put it in. And I just found out that there's a little bit of moon dust in Maggie's necklace.
Wow. Where'd you get the moon dust from? The moon?
I live there myself. Well, actually, my husband gave it to me as a present.
Who's selling moon dust?
Actually, I think you can
Has
get...
Buzz Aldrin got a kind of out of
grinds
his
them up.
back shed? Yeah.
Well, over 100 kilograms of moon rock came back to Earth. There's probably still a bit knocking around.
I'm quite competitive, so my preparation really started the minute I found out I was chosen to come on it, and I have painted 3 or 4 portraits a week.
Alex Cooper is a former picture framer from Leicestershire. Having won Portrait Artist of the Week, painting Claire Balding, she's found her calling and is keen to study and paint as many portraits as she can. Well, Alex, what do you make of David as a sitter?
He's very good. I can tell that it's not a natural state for him, sitting and doing nothing. He's obviously, his head's whirring around with thoughts. And you really want to get the essence of the person over, don't you? Even the way the collar is and the shoulders sit can tell something about someone. So hopefully it'll be enough to give a bit of him.
Don't put yourself down. Each week, the sets reflect an aspect of nature and the environment.
They're very flattering, these colours behind our sitters.
It's all about snow and ice.
Right.
One always thinks of ice as white, but of course, in further reaches, it has got these beautiful colours. We've got glacial ice, where the blue is just bonkers. And in the shadows, you get these incredibly deep turquoises. Here on the right, it's as though we were standing in an Arctic landscape. Rocky promontories with a bit of snow on it, the darker blues. And finally, we have a rather dull urban snow.
Well, don't tell David he's sitting in front of cold urban sludge.
Yeah, David is very interesting, and I realise he's a man of words. But there's a tension there, and I think it's because he isn't in his natural milieu, which is communicating ideas.
Yeah.
What's lovely about Maggie is that she's smiling, she's engaging with her artist.
She's fascinating because she's so animated when you interact with her. It'd be lovely to get a bit of that in a portrait, but that only happens when you're talking to her.
I'm hoping they not only get the information from the tablet and her and rest, but actually from conversation with her.
Sergey is a dancer.
He's a dancer, he's an actor, and he expresses himself that way. He was concentrating hard, but I think he's a bit more relaxed now.
Yeah.
And that might be quite interesting for our artists, that they get a different view of him.
Yes, it takes a while to get to know people and for them to stop being on their best behaviour.
That, exactly. And we're interested in the
Who
other
they
stuff.
really are, yes.
This experience harder than I thought. Not necessarily sitting down, but artists actually reading information of me, so I have to concentrate, I have to give my best, and it's not as easy as I thought.
I guess one of the things about portraiture is that it can break through barriers when it's done brilliantly. Well, I think all of us conceal our inner selves every day of our lives, so I'm curious to see whether aspects about myself that I recognize but don't project can be picked up by the artists.
It's funny, I think my sense of sound is heightened because I can't see what they're doing. So I'm listening to every, ooh, what was that? And hearing brush strokes. You don't know what's happening, but I find that really exciting.
So, Phyllis, I'm feeling the warmth and generosity of our sitter, both through her, but also through your work.
It was great to see her and her smiling face. Who could ask for more?
Absolutely. And I can see quite a lot of colour in Maggie's face that I don't actually see there. Will that still remain there, or is that really for blending later on?
I would hope to leave some of it there because there are lots of wonderful reflections happening. I mean, colour is the thing that excites me, really.
Originally from Canada, Phyllis Dupuis moved to the UK in 1979, where she exhibited her ceramic work for 25 years. She created her self-portrait to capture the mood of winter despondency.
It was so good in your self-portrait, with the light on one side and then that lovely shadow on the other. I can see the beginning of it starting here.
Well, it does tend to create more drama, I think.
How are you going to bring that drama in apart from the colour and the light?
Well, there's bound to be some vines creeping over her dress.
Really? Oh, I see.
The pattern that's already there.
Well, it's a beautiful beginnings, really.
Thanks very much.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Artists often prefer to make key creative decisions independently, but certain sitters inspire a more collaborative approach.
So, what do you want from this commission? Are there any colours you hate?
I love blue. So blue is the colour
I will
I normally
incorporate
wear.
blue into this. Blue or yellow? There are two extremes.
I almost wore something yellow, and I didn't think it would go with this background, so I changed my mind.
I'm going to use that as indication to do yellow. Thank you.
Jana Forrester is a medical physics student at UCL. Her self-portrait shows the light distorted on her face through her bathroom window and was inspired by studies of Picasso's Blue Period.
Jana, I'm inclined to ask you, are you mad? Where's the yellow come from?
I asked David, and very hard
It's
to...
his fault.
No. I like just having really bright, vibrant colours.
It's quite a strong colour to be working against.
Yeah. I think it's his skin. I see it from the skin.
You see the yellow relating to the skin. Do you prefer darker skinned sitters?
Yeah, I think it's just so much more going on in the darker skin, so much more colours to experiment with.
It makes the creative process more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great start, and I can't wait to see how David's going to appear in that sea of yellow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The artists are almost halfway through their portraits.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I've already put down all the colours and now I'm refining the features.
I suppose getting the foundations right is the critical, like a building or anything else.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm on track now.
What I have left to do is the hair, because right now he's bald, so it might be important to put hair onto him.
Sinshu, how's it going?
Struggling a bit.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I struggle with mixing colours.
Well, that's the drama of paintings. They come, they go.
Absolutely.
But you still got time. All is not lost.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
It's halfway through the heat for artist painting historian David Olashoga, dancer Sergey Polunin, and space scientist Maggie Pocock.
Well, we've got very vivid sitters. So what kind of a morning have we had?
I think it's been a good morning, and I think all our artists have made a really splendid start.
So David is being painted by Charlie, Gianna and Alex. Now, he's a very interesting sitter because they've each taken a different point of view, haven't they?
I think David is quite a complex sitter, and I think all the three artists have had to look for a different aspect.
Well, I think Charlie's given us a David that looks as if he's about to step out of the freezer. It's all silvery and really cold with that background.
It's minimal within its tone and colour range, and I think it's very beautiful at the moment.
Now, let's look at the paintings of Sergey. Zinju has gone for the larger body. And how's he doing?
I thought that Zinju got a lovely likeness first thing.
It's beautiful, and he has caught something in the way Sergey holds his head on his shoulders. You get that sense of a man comfortable in his body.
What about Lee?
Lee is a riot of colour. I mean, it's interesting what he's creating because it's like a tapestry. It's a very promising beginning.
I think Amy's doing incredibly well for a young artist. There's a sense that we have an artist who's very good at getting likeness, and she's flowing with confidence. Really extraordinary.
Now, Maggie is a hugely exuberant personality, and I think she's conjured up exuberant portraits, hasn't she?
It's very difficult when Maggie is in repose, and I think what Phyllis has been able to do is find that, and that is very hard to do.
Now, Gabriella, I have a sense that it's compressed energy, which is something that's true of Maggie.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, a Polaroid has a compressed energy, and it has this soft, kind of unusual light.
I think Gabriella's colours are stunning. It's a very alien way of painting to me, but I think it's a magical piece of work.
Well, I think all round they're doing fantastically well.
I'm quite apprehensive about having my picture taken because people see you in a different way. And you think, oh, is that me? But I think a portrait gives you a different insight because there is the physical form, but I think a portrait goes to the inner form as well. So I'm seeing how I might be seen by the artists.
Alex feels like somebody who's got her methodology down. She knows what she's doing. Jenny feels more experimental. She's very interested in what I think. And Charlie's been really quiet, secretive, so I'm particularly interested to see what he's come up with.
I painted once after a really horrible rehearsal, and I was really upset. So I put all my hatred into one painting, which I did like in red and black colors, and that was okay after.
Competing with so many talented artists, having a distinct style helps if you want to grab the judges' attention.
Gabriella, the way you use your palette is totally alien to me. The colour choices make it feel sort of vintage.
Yeah, I've tried to be experimental with the colours. Hopefully the dreamy quality will come from the colours that I've used.
Well, you're being very mysterious.
Like my painting.
Like your painting. You want something withheld.
I want to capture a part of the sitter's personality, but also give a magical fairy tale representation of the person. It's more unusual than just creating an exact copy of the sitter.
These artists are so difficult.
Charlie, are you going to leave the hair as this ghostly outline as we saw in your submission?
Yeah, I think so. My style is quite delicate. I might go in with like a really, really fine brush and just outline some more of the individual hairs and things like that. But yeah, I'm not going to attempt the hair as a whole.
So there's a nice combination of the undone and the done.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the only artist putting the hands in. Why did you do that?
You know, the pictures that we take of ourselves and pictures that we take of others are often just head and shoulders. So it is nice to get the hands in as well. It's nice to have a little bit more of the person.
Well, you've got so much of Maggie as a person there already. I think you could probably stop. Fantastic.
Well, I have a bit more to do yet.
Artists see colour differently, but the skill lies in how they interpret that on canvas. And faced with so many colours, there's plenty here to test their mettle. I notice you've got green colours in the hair, Phyllis.
Yes, and the shadow, they change colour from the front to the back. And I thought the colours might be tricky to work in with her dress. It's just a matter of trying to use a more harmonious way of attacking the colour combination.
She's an enormously exuberant presence.
She really is, and that's what I love about her, and I hope I can bring a bit of that to the painting.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
In terms of colour mixing, I find that challenging because I've not had a chance to do any live painting in ages, so I got used to mixing colour to a screen. On the screen, you can just match your colour dead on, whereas when you start to look at the actual sitter and the environment, the colours are not so absolute anymore, so that's been a challenge.
Gianna, I can see you working furiously with the yellow. Have you found it a useful colour for his skin tone?
No.
No, it's been, because I was wondering if it might be quite hard to work against.
Yeah, normally I don't do washes.
What's the motivation today?
It's like a security blanket in case I don't have the time to finish it. So like, it looks like a finished piece anyways.
The artists have just 20 minutes to finish their paintings.
Alex, any challenges you see?
Glasses were one of the things I was rather dreading. And they're not malleable at all, they're just, they're there.
They either look right or they don't, sort of thing.
What's concerning me the most is probably that I'll lose the likeness, because I'm still working to get it, but then I'm afraid I'm going to go too far and just completely lose it.
It would shatter me if I didn't finish. So I'm just hoping that today delivers on likeness and a successful painting.
It's the final moments for artists painting space scientist Maggie Adarin-Pocock, historian David Olashoga, and dancer Sergey Polunin.
Sinju, your last-minute touches, what are they going to be?
Just try to make some final adjustments and make sure that any bare canvas gets covered.
OK, we'll get on with it.
Thank you.
I'm probably going to simplify it, but I think I'll have enough time to get the background in.
Artists, you have 5 minutes left.
I'm fiddling really now. I've just got to make sure it looks like him.
The ear is kind of glaring at me, but I've not got time to do it properly, so I'm just trying to add loads of details, like hairs and things like that.
There's only so much you can do. I'll keep struggling and hope for miracles in the last few minutes.
Artists, your time is up. Please put down your equipment and stand away from your portraits.
Thank you.
You look worried. Are you worried?
I'm not worried. Very excited.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough, I think.
Yes. You're sort of rooting for them all. You've been here all day with them.
Actually, my heart is really beating.
Is it? I'll put you out of your misery. Artists, can I ask you now, please, to turn your easels?
Oh. Oh, my. Oh, wow. I think there's just so much information to take in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, should we have a closer look?
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing. And I like seeing the hands and the torso. The eyes are beautiful. I just hope my eyes are like that.
Definitely, absolutely.
I look quite sophisticated in there.
You do, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, it's really elegant.
And again, the window. It's if you're peering in. Beautiful. I think I look young there. The child burns very strongly in me, and I think it comes out in here. And the cascade of hair, I love that.
Right, Maggie, well...
Oh, no.
Sorry to do this to you, but I need to know which one you'd like to take with you.
I don't know. I love each and every one of them. Oh, gosh. So I think I'll go for Phyllis's.
Thank you so much. Well done, Phyllis.
Thank you. And the eyes.
Well, David, your long reverie is over. How's it been?
That's been interesting. I thought mainly about work, which is probably a really, really bad sign. I should have been using it to have flights of fancy.
Well, I'm going to ask the artists to turn round their easels.
Wow. I've never been able to draw or paint, so to me it's kind of magic and alchemy.
Let's take a closer look.
Okay. There are elements of that painting which I think are just so realistic, and then there are elements that remind you that this is a painting. And I quite like that playfulness.
That's definitely what I was going for.
Yeah, I really love that. That's a face I know that I did. Sort of half grimace, half smile, whatever it is. Everyone was questioning the bravery of the yellow, but I think it's fantastic. There's thinking space to the right of frame, and that's wonderful. And there's sort of big blocks of colour that express how the light falls on my face. That's lovely. So I was really brave as well.
Oh, good. Good. Well, we have to make a decision now.
Right. Well, I want them all. I think they're all wonderful. I do think Charlie has caught something which I recognise. That's the painting that really speaks to me.
Sergey, how did you find that?
Intense.
Okay.
Because you're still working, you know, like, and people read your energy.
Right.
So you feel it.
Well, I think it's time, artists, if I can please ask you to turn your easels.
Oh, wow. Well, super different from what I was imagining.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, you look at the personalities.
Yes. Right, should we have a closer look?
Yeah. When you turn around, I fell in love instantly.
Thank you.
I see myself,
Yeah.
but it's better than what I am.
Better than you.
Yeah, that's the most important, is to create
There you go,
something
Lee.
better.
You made it better than Sergey.
But it's really good. This one is more realistic. It's beautiful eyes you made.
Yeah, a lot happening in those eyes.
That part is strong. Congratulations. The way it's painted, it's beautiful. So when I come closer, it becomes a different painting. It became different colors, and it really works.
Okay, Sergey.
I'll go with my first feeling. I think it's Lee.
Well done, Lee. Well done, Amy.
While the artists take a well-earned break, the judges look at the portraits they created throughout the day.
Zinchu's got this great sense of a thinking, breathing person. It's beautiful. The tilt of the head gives it a really romantic flavor. It's like every Russian scoundrel from Count Vronsky onwards.
Amy's a young artist, yet it's a great composition.
I don't know if I'm mad on the treatment of the hair, but I think Amy's done brilliantly with the colors.
I do like Lee's inventiveness, but it has the spirit of Sergey. For me, interestingly, the language falls down in the sparkly eyes. I can see why Maggie picked this portrait of her by Phyllis. It's got her suppressed exuberance.
It's almost too sweet, it's too chocolate boxy, but I love the way Phyllis played with the light on the side of the face. It's just joyful, isn't it?
Wow.
Gabriella's style of painting is very distinctive. The necklace, she hasn't defined it, so it's just suggestive.
The colour palette is beautiful, the oval works really nicely. And I do think that she's found a happy medium between doing something that interests her and that is flattering for the sitter.
Lynn's a superb portrait artist. These beautiful details, I mean, that watch and the jewellery are so well observed.
I'm less keen on the background. Actually, I think it was stronger around lunchtime.
Alex caught a rather sweet side of David.
My favourite bit are the shoulders. I think the highlights on the tops of the jacket just give him a presence and three-dimensionality. Gianna really connected with David. He's got a real sense of energy to it.
There's a humour there, there's intelligence there. It's just a bit flat for me.
Charlie's done something which is so refined and delicate. It looks like a fresco, it's so chalky. It's got a very subtle emotional component.
And David went for this painting because it evoked an emotion that he recognised.
The judges must now narrow down the artists to a shortlist of 3.
A sort of quirky artist today, don't you think? But in a good way.
This one is very quiet, but its power is in its quietness.
Yeah, I agree. I think this might be a bit too noisy.
I think I agree, but I find this one too troublesome in other ways. I keep seeing too much that's wrong in that one. Are you falling in love with that one more and more?
It looks nothing like the sitter, but I love it.
I think we should get rid of this one.
OK.
So for our final position in the top 3, we've got to decide between...
These 3, and I think we need to think about the submissions.
OK.
Artists, it's been wonderful watching you today. Thank you for sharing your talent and your good humour with us all.
Your finished work gave the judges plenty to think about, and they have now chosen their shortlist of 3. The first artist is Zinchu Zhang. The second artist is Gabriella Cohen. The third artist to be shortlisted is Charlie Hardcastle.
I've really enjoyed today. I've loved meeting all the other artists and finding out if I can actually do it. It's been a really positive experience.
To decide their winner, the judges look at the day's work alongside the artist's original submissions. I think it's been a sensational day. I couldn't agree with your decision less. I'm really shocked on behalf of the amazing talent that you have not acknowledged.
Well, we have acknowledged them by virtue of the fact that we're here. Honestly, we have so many people apply for this show, so it is a tough competition. It gets better every year.
OK, well, you've got some explaining to do.
Hey! Right, well, let's start with Zinchu. What did you see in his work today?
I just see a beautifully painted character study. And equally, his self-portrait is a character study, contemplating existence, mortality, all these things. And the person he painted today, it might not be exactly like Sergey, but it has the spirit of the man and a spirit of a type of man.
But it doesn't catch for me the spirit of Sergey as he was present here, because he's a dancer. This is missing from this portrait.
But he was not moving today. He was very contained, and there is a sense of that in this portrait.
But you obviously disagree. Isn't portraiture great?
Isn't it? Well, this is it.
Yeah.
What made you choose Charlie?
Charlie, in his submissions, showed us that there's great emotional content with very little there. And I was quite intrigued how he was going to do that with David today. And he's done it that Charlie can find colours that are so vibrant but so understated, and through them find a very understated and quiet emotion.
I do think it's very good.
Gabriella gave us a really bold, interesting self-portrait, quite unlike almost anything we've seen before. Was she as original today?
She definitely moderated her portrait of Maggie, and I think it's good that she's able to be sensitive to the fact that she's here to do a portrait of a person. It's very much of Maggie through the prism of a Polaroid.
You know, we have lots of conversations here about how our artists use technology. Here we have an artist who uses it in a creative capacity, and that makes it dynamic and more exciting. And I will never convince you, Joan Bakewell. But, you know, as we always say, art is subjective. You know, unless portraiture keeps moving forward, it's dead.
Are you frightened of not being trendy?
No, I'm frightened of you.
Good.
Well, the new always makes people nervous, angry, and upset. Only time really tells.
Yep.
So you need to lead us. You need to find the thing, not just today, but in every episode, that will transform art forever. Over to you.
Thanks for the pressure.
Zenshu, Gabriella, Charlie, huge congratulations to each of you on being shortlisted today. However, only one can go forward.
The artist that the judges have selected is... Gabriella Cohen.
I'm so shocked. I was really not expecting that at all. I can't believe that I've won. I'm still trying to process it. Yeah, I'm speechless.
I really loved Gabriella's portrait. It's full of colour, and I'm really happy for her.
I think Gabriella's portrait definitely stood out. I think she really deserves to go through.
We're looking for someone to take the conversation forward with portraiture. Gabriella's really inventive, she's really playful, and then we're just thinking about all the promise of what's coming next in the semi-final. It's completely tantalising.
With my portraiture, I like to see the world in a different way, and hopefully I can produce something similar next round that the judges like.